Hi guys! What's up? What's up? We are in Kozen Park and we are about to walk around and see some plum blossoms. And it's a beautiful spring day. As you can see, it's sunny and the plum blossoms behind me are blossoming so beautifully. And we will see lots of plum blossoms today. And I will tell you many things about plum blossoms. It will be really exciting. And there's also a shrine near here, so if we have enough time we will go all the way to the shrine too. And this is a very local area here in Sakai. Hi Takashi. Waguri. Hi, are you from Japan? So this is kind of a local area park. As you can see, not so many people walking around, so we can have a really chill stroll and you can ask questions. Plum blossoms. Hello, hello. Nice. Where do you live, Takashi? Which part of Japan do you want to share before we start today? This is Osaka, so this is the western part of Japan, and we are in the southern part of Osaka. And this is a local park in the area. I would say nearby where we live, but actually we took the car. We drove 1 hour to come here. And yeah, I'm here with my husband, so he's Japanese, so he can answer some of your questions if you have related to what you see or related to Japan, Japanese culture in general. But also, of course, I have been living in Japan for 8 years, so I can answer your questions too. And I have prepared some fun, interesting facts about plum blossoms and the plum, the fruit itself, how it's processed. Hello for everybody. Thank you for joining. Yes, it's a beautiful weather today, right? But I was a bit scared because around 12 it started raining a little bit and then I was like, uh-oh. But now it looks good. So it's sunny, not many clouds. And yeah, I'm really excited to go on this tour with you guys today. So this tour will include some plum blossoms, but also a shrine with a very interesting history. And there's a lot of history behind this area of Osaka. We are in Sakai. And I will tell you about that too. But first I will try to talk about the plum and the plum blossoms. And then we will get into the historical facts also. Maybe you have seen I posted a poem in the description of this tour. If you want to check it, you can check it now before we start. And then you can read that poem. And that poem is also related to an important figure, an important historical figure. And that will be something interesting to find out also about. All right, so I think anything else I want to mention? Yes, so I've been doing tours in Osaka. Sometimes I go to Kyoto also, and I also do some tours on Heigo. It's another platform. So Heidi, hi everybody. Yeah, so if you want to go ahead, you can check those tours too. And actually, if you want to see this tour one more time today, in a little bit of different setting, from 4 p.m. I will have the same tour in the same location, but on the Heigo platform. But I'm welcoming everybody on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. Today I managed to change to the correct channel, so I'm streaming in the outdoor and travel and outdoor. Some people from Twitch also can join. And feel free to send a comment. I will check your comments, of course, during the tour. And if I skipped something, just remind me, or I will try to scroll back and then we can check those comments too. Hello, Dee. Nice to see you from Singapore. All right, so I think it's about time we get started. I'm sure you guys are excited also about this tour. So let's see some plum blossoms. So these days the plum blossoms are kind of approaching the peak opposed to cherry blossoms is that they blossom for longer. So they already started at the beginning of February, maybe even budding at the end of January. And
beginning of February.
yes, at the already, I guess, right? And then beginning of February is kind of, it's already peaking. For example, this tree has reached the peak and starting to fade slowly. So now it's a good time to come because maybe you see these blossoms anymore. And this is a very nice park. It's in the local area, so we will have enough space and enough time to see everything, which is great. So I will show you a couple more trees and then I will talk about the plum blossoms in general. You can always take some screenshots to take away for yourself, and especially this period, I don't know if you're aware that on March 8th is International Women's Day, so you might want to take a nice postcard, add some captions, Happy Women's Day, and send it to someone you care about. Actually, that celebration is pretty popular. I was born in the eastern part of Europe, so in Eastern Europe it's a very popular March 8th, actually, when my company, like flowers and chocolates and things like that. Close up here, if you want to take some screenshots. I've pretty much become like very excited about these close-ups in the tours. I'm trying to keep the camera as straight as possible so you can see a nice. Yeah, so because right now you can see a lot. You might be wondering about this tree and about the fruit, if it's edible and things like that. So that's why I prepared some pictures for you guys. I will post them on the screen in a second. So this is actually the fruit, so after the flowers are gone. Yes, can you see it? I posted it on the screen. So this is the ume plum, the Japanese plum, and this is what it looks like when it's harvested. It looks pretty green, not too appetizing, right? So it's not what a Western person would think about when they think about. Actually, it is kind of edible like this, but it also has some, like a kind of sour taste, and it might cause you some trouble to your stomach. So it's not recommended to be consumed as such, but there are different ways of consuming the plum. So for example, what you could do you know? Maybe you guys know some of the ways to eat the plums. For example, I will show you a picture, maybe that will ring a bell. Which one should we go first? This one first. Let's go step by step. Do you guys know this one? I just posted another picture. Can you guess what that is? Have you ever tried this before? Maybe some of you have tried. Exactly! Sweetling chong, you guessed it. Very popular in Japan. And do you know how it is consumed? So actually this is the pickled plum, so they pickle the plum and then you can consume it in different ways. So after they pickle it, I will show you how you can consume it. In the meanwhile, maybe you can try to guess. Actually, these are two very popular ways to consume it. So you can either put it on top of rice, as you can see on the right side on the picture, in a bento box, or you can put it inside an onigiri, a rice ball. That's another way of consuming it. So yeah, umeboshi is pretty popular. As you can see, it's in everyday eating habits in Japan. Okay, I'll take off the picture in case you want to take a look at the trees again. And then can you guys think of another way of consuming this? It's a beverage. Maybe some of you like this beverage or know about this beverage, or you have tried it if you have been to Japan. But I really like this beverage, and it's really refreshing. And it is this one. It's called Umeshu, and it's an alcoholic beverage that you can drink, and it's made of plums. And you can see here a cup, right up, not a cup, but a glass, and then behind it you can see the plum. So when you buy this drink, some of the drinks have actually some plums inside, and those are really dangerous actually because the alcohol gets really infused in the fruit. So yeah, you might get drunk if you eat one of those plums. All right, and actually it's not over yet. There are still other uses of the plum. So as you can see, it's quite a useful plant. Let's take pink ones. And actually you have different colors. So you have this hot pink, you have light pink, you have the white ones, and you even have yellow. Because the camera. It's still not focusing. I'm not sure why. But I don't know if you'll feel it. Okay, let's try a different. Good? Okay.
Tap the screen again. Okay.
Ah, now it's focused. Okay. All right. So here you can see. So this is in full bloom, but these ones are already kind of fading. Yeah. So Umeshu was the other one. Sweetling chunk, have you tried it? Have you tried Umeshu before? Did you try the fruit inside the Umeshu? Okay, and another one that I really like is this one. And this is kind of like a snack. And this is the dried variety. So it's dried plum. And this one is pretty good for rehydration after physical exercise. And it's kind of salty sweet. It has a salty sweet flavor. And now the camera is off focus again. So yeah, it's this one. That is pretty good, and you can just buy it maybe in a supermarket and then just snack on it when you feel like it. Okay, and so Sweetling Chunk has tried Umeshu, but not the fruit. Oh, and you prefer to drink it slightly warm. Oh, that's a good idea. I don't think I've tried it warm. I tried it with like on ice, on the rocks with ice, or bubbly water. Okay, and then it's still not over, guys. So many things you can do with the plum. Can you guess what's happening in this picture? This is another thing that you can use the plums for. Here is a traditional way of dyeing clothes. So you can even dye the plum. And you, before I researched it, you might think that they are using the petals of the flower. But actually, they're not using the petals of the flower, but they are using this part of the tree, the branch. So they are cutting the branch, and from there, that color is coming out. And then I will show you also the end result. The end result is a really nice, like, light color. So this is the end result. So if we were to look at the steps, this would be the first step, second step dyeing, and then the end result. And this park is huge, guys. I think we have seen only like a really small percentage of it. And I will talk about the park also in a few minutes. Many people who are enjoying taking pictures are here. So I will keep these pictures on the screen for a few more minutes. The steps of making clothes dye from the plum tree. So these were all the uses of the plum. I mean, I guess there are also some other ones, but these were the most interesting that I could think of, and I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, and let's walk on. And I will start talking about this park. Oh, and I was telling you guys that there's the pink, red variety, right? And then the hot pink. There's also this yellow variety. And this has a bit stronger scent. And it has a waxy texture on the outside. I'm not sure if you can see it well. Like, yeah, and it's also called the wax plum. I try to focus it. Oh, okay, there you go. The wax plum. Right now I cannot smell it too much. But last week when we were at Osaka Castle, if you guys were joining us on that, I was able to smell it stronger. Okay, so as I was saying, this park is pretty big. And it has about 170,000 square meters. So I guess you can spend the whole afternoon in here, walking around, admiring the plums. And it was opened in 1982. It's also a kind of a complex. So Tajihayahimejinja Shrine is also part of this area. After we finish going around here. And currently there are about 1,200 varieties, 1,200 trees of 50 varieties. So there's so many trees, and this is one of the varieties, as you can see. On the tree, it says the name of the variety. Can you help us with the name?
Red Rainbow.
Benishidare.
Red
Waterfall. So this is called the Red Waterfall. This is really nice. Actually, you guys are so lucky. We caught it in like full bloom, I think. And since the ancient times, plum blossoms were very popular, especially at the court of aristocracy, and there were some plum blossom feasts that were being held. which is extraordinary. And of course, many scholars, as the one I mentioned in the description of this tour, like Sugiwara no Michizane, were interested in the plum. And during this feast, they were writing poems about the beauty. And actually, even some legends regarding the plum blossoms came about in this time. So the most interesting legend connected to Sugiwara's ume, the flying ume. A plum tree that flies to its master. Poetry. I'm not sure if you're interested in poetry, but I added one of his poems in the description. Can you read the Japanese version?
Huh?
Can you read the Japanese version and then I will say the English version.
Okay. こち深場、匂いをこせよ、梅の花。主なしとて春を忘るな。
Okay.
And
And then the English one is
translation.
when the east wind blows, flourish in full bloom, you plum blossom. Even though you lose your master, don't be oblivious of spring. So that is one of the poems related to this poet that I was talking about and scholar. And he's connected to this because he is also connected to the shrine that we will visit later on. And this poet was also so he could speak Chinese also, and because considered as those who were engaging in scholarly activities had to speak Chinese. That was the academic language of the period, kind of lingua franca like now English. Okay, so this area is really nice too. And not only Japanese people are using plum in different ways, but also other countries. So actually plums were imported from China and they're used these days also in Chinese medicine. But other countries such as Taiwan also are using, for example, smoked plums called wume. By boiling, and smoked plums in water are sweetened with sugar. And then in Korea also, they use both the flowers. So this is kind of a side road of the park, and actually there are still lots of trees in the center. And then there's also very sweet Chinese sauce that is made out of plum, called plum sauce. And it is used as a condiment. And in Korea, they also make something called a flour pancake with plum blossoms. That must be really delicious. I would like to try that. Oh, this is also really to focus. Okay, maybe now. Here you can see it's really pretty. It's like a hiking trail. So you can choose if you want to go on this hiking trail version or if you want to go on the concrete. And then here's all hot pink and there's all white. And then there are even some stairs up there where you can go, kind of hiking feeling. So let's go this way, like enjoy this hiking feeling experience. And anytime you have questions, don't hesitate to ask, or if you have some comments. This park, we're in Kozen Park in southern part. And the plum blossoms are peaking in this period here. And you can see some tags on the tree. So there, as I was mentioning, about, and you can see some are like reaching upwards, like this white one. Some are cascading downwards. And they all have different names, different interesting names. And then there's a little area where you can just sit and admire. Maybe even have a small picnic, but it's still a good area. You could sit there, take a rest, listen to the sounds of nature, as you can hear the birds, the wind in the leaves. And then this would be your view. Let me sit you down here, take a breather. This would be what you could see sitting on a bench in Kozen Park. And I was talking about this personality, Sugiwara. And he's connected to the shrine that we will visit in the second half of this tour. And there is also a legend connected to that shrine that I want to share with you. Okay, and I think if we go this way, we will go back to the shrine. So we can visit the shrine too. There's a playground. Yes. Let's visit the shrine also. So here is also a playground, and you can just relax with your family. You can see there's some tents, some people come here. But once the weather will get warmer, more people will come and relax in this park, I think. So now it's still a bit cold. Opposite? Hmm?
Opposite direction.
That way? Okay. Sorry guys, so it will be around there. And this shrine that we're visiting is a Shinto shrine. So it's called Jinja in Japanese. And the Shinto religion has been made official since the Meiji Restoration. So we will see one of these shrines. And there's an interesting story behind this shrine. As you can see, people enjoying their free time in the park. So this is surrounded by a kind of urban area. So it's a good place for people to relax after a week of spending time in the city, commuting to work. So it's pretty popular on this Sunday afternoon. Some kids have some kites. Looks like a wonderland for the kids. They can climb and slide and everything. Looks fun. on that side, but the fishing is prohibited. There was a yeah. So
ancient pot, craft place.
pot, P-O-T.
POT.
We can see an ancient pot crafts place. Where? Oh, okay. In this area. And yeah, we were looking at the blossoms, and now we are approaching the shrine. And then towards the end of the tour, if we have some more time, we can check the blossoms again, because there's lots of areas where we haven't covered. And I will give you a view of this small lake. Also, looking like this.
Nothing.
And here's a map of the park. So we're next to the tennis court, and we are going to the shrine. So we will go like that and then reach the shrine. And we were in the Plum Blossom area. This way. So here you can get a better view of the lake. Have you guys visited any Shinto shrines? And in a live tour or online tour? Here you can get a better view of the lake. Oh yeah, and don't forget about my details in the description that I just posted now. If you would like to see more tours like this, then you can donate on PayPal or on Revolut. And you can see more tours. And as I was telling you, I also do tours on Heygo. So you might want to check those out too. Yeah, it's a huge park. We are walking around the park right now to reach the shrine. So we can wrap up this tour with a story related to the shrine. And the poet that I was talking about, he has a strong connection to that shrine also. So this place is reachable by bus, but actually we came by car here. Okay, so this is the shrine. Has a really long name. Doesn't even want to fit in the picture. So it has a really ancient name. Tajihayahimejinja. Those last two kanjis are for Jinja. And these saying, I've been searching for this plum liquor with a picture of an old lady on the bottom. Oh really? It's hard to find. I'm not sure which one that is. There's so many varieties. So we made a huge circle actually. So we started somewhere around there. We went around and so we made a huge circle around the park. And now we're heading back to the shrine area. And there are several rituals you should do at a shrine. So I will show you the different stations of that ritual. And here you can see the shrine will be around there. So usually there is a gate or a torii that you should cross under to enter the area of the shrine. And you have to bow in that torii to get inside. And you can see some of the traditional decorations already from here with the rope and the white paper. These saying gray bottle with old lady picture. Okay, I will look for that. Is that good? Is that Umeshu good? Is it better than the rest? I guess all are good, even those they sell some in like a box, like the box wine. Even that I think is quite delicious. Okay, so let's take a look at the entrance first of this shrine with a very long name. This is what it looks like. As you can see, people bow and then they go inside. And you usually go inside, not right in the middle, because that's where the gods enter.
Before going into pray.
Yes, you have to bow. You have to pray and bow. And then there's these kind of like stone lanterns. Usually donations. And then look what's there, something yummy you can get for $5. Castera is like a
Castera.
what would I call that? It's like sponge cake. So you can get that for $5 or $1,000. So $5 or $10. What else can you get? You can get, do you know this? The ichigo daifuku, strawberry daifuku. This one is asking, have you done the fortune reading at any shrines? I haven't done fortune reading, but I have done...
Which do you want to eat?
I'm too full. I don't want to eat anything. So I haven't done
Just one.
fortune reading, but I have done the cleansing ceremony at the beginning of the year, because this year is a bad year for me, apparently. So I had to do a cleansing. This looks so good, right? Ichigo defu. So I went, and then the priest said some words and did a cleansing ceremony for me to be lucky this year. And actually we did that in Tochigi prefecture, so it was not here. We went on a trip because I had to change my passport and all kind of things after getting married. Have the fence posts leading to the shrine been donated? They had writing on them. Exactly, Chelsea, yes. You guessed that correctly. So all those poles were donations from different people or companies. Okay, and so there are several different shrines here, but it looks like this is the main shrine. This is the main shrine, and before you, there's usually a place to wash your hands, and so you cleanse your hands and your mouth. And this is something, oh, I really love this. I'm so full. I just went to a restaurant called Big Boy, and they have like free salad and like curry and everything. So I ate too much. But yeah, this looks yummy. Should we try it? I'll take a bite. Let's see. Ichigo Daifuku at the shrine. Cheers, guys. It's good. It's made of rice cake on the outside. Inside, there is a red bean paste and the strawberry. It's really sweet also. It's good. But I think I still need to work through the calories that I took in Big Boy, a restaurant called Big Boy. Yeah, so as I was telling you, before you make a prayer, at the shrine you need to cleanse yourself. Ah, it's there. Okay. To the shrine, and here you can wash your hands, and usually you wash your mouth also, but these days with COVID people mostly do just their hands. So usually the water keeps flowing here. And you can see even the pictures there, how to do the cleansing. And you do the cleansing of the hands, of the mouth, and then you clean the cup that you use and put it back. So I will do that. Ready for the prayer. Yes, and you guys were mentioning about the writing on these. So this means respect. What?
Respect offering.
Respectful offering, and then here it says the name. It's Osaka City.
Osaka 市住吉は
And this is the name of the person, right? The address and the name of the person.
Yeah.
So the gods can find him and thank him for the donation. So as Chelsea was mentioning, yeah. All right, and then here's also a nice plum blossom tree. And actually these are also considered as a protection of shrines. So they often plant the plum blossoms at shrines also. Okay, so let's go to the shrine. And I want to talk more about. And maybe you're familiar if you've been doing tours in Japan that it's lucky to throw a 5 yen coin when you make your wish. So I will search for a 5 yen coin. I can make a wish for everybody in this tour. Especially if, in case anybody from Europe is watching, if they're having a difficult situation, to pray for them and to pray for a better resolution of the present situations in the world. Okay, so I don't have 5. Okay, so I will pick another coin. And we will make a prayer, and then I will tell you about the legend of this shrine. So, as opposed to Christian religion, where God sees everything and hears everything, in Shinto religion you need to attract the attention of the gods with some kind of sound like clapping and these bells, right? So first I will do a prayer, wish for a better future for everybody, for a peaceful world. So I will throw the money aside, clap, clap, bow, bow, and then I will make a wish. And then bow one more time. And I hope the gods listen. I should have done this before. Listen. All right. Yes, these observing the skies look pretty gray. Yes, before we started the tour, I thought it will be rainy because today it rained a little bit. Okay, and then let me tell you about that legend of the shrine. So the name of the lady was
Tajihayahime no Mikoto.
Tajihayahime.
Tajihayahime no Mikoto.
No
The name
Mikoto.
of the shrine.
This is Tajihayahime Shrine, and then Tajihayahime was actually a person who sacrificed herself. So in ancient Japan, there were some human sacrifices because of the bad weather and natural disasters. Sometimes they were sacrificing people to kind of appease the gods or to bring peace. And then this lady sacrificed herself by drowning in the ocean for the better. Yes. She sacrificed herself in a time of big droughts where there wasn't enough food. So she sacrificed herself, and after her sacrifice, the crops started growing according to the legend, and the weather started being more merciful, and that is why this shrine was dedicated to her. And also Sugiwara no Michizane has been enshrined here, the poet that I was telling you about. And because it's the year of the tiger, you can see here at this smaller shrine, you can see a very cute Emma, it's called?
Emma.
Yes.
You need to
So
make a
this plate is called Emma for making a wish, and this is like a huge, big version of the Emma. But I want to show you the small version also. So people usually can buy at shrines smaller version, and sometimes it's made of wood, but here I think it's just a colored plum petal or cherry blossom petal. I think it looks more like cherry blossom. So here they can, this is where they make a wish. This is for making a wish. Not wish, for getting the luck, sorry. For getting the luck. So the wish is there in the back. Let me show you. People were making a wish here. Or then you can just, yeah, Kawaitora-san said D. You can make a wish here. Write it down and then pray for it to come true. Wish for an exam or like to get really a big wish like we were wishing, but more like an everyday wish. Doesn't is not connected to world peace or anything like that. Oh, and another thing, this is what I was telling you. This says if it's a good year or bad year, and for me it was a bad year. So that's why I was doing the cleansing ceremony at the beginning of the year. Okay, so this was about it. I will show you the shrine one more time. Let us take a look at this plum blossom tree. It was exciting to see the blossoms in full bloom with you guys. And there's another small shrine here surrounded by water, which is pretty nice. Because she drowned.
No.
This is the poet that I was telling you. So you can see a statue of the poet, Michizane. And then this is the surrounded by water. Kind of a shrine on a small island. Yes, beautiful view. And here's the water surrounding it. You might want to see it together with the big shrine. And I think I saw some kitsune. Are those kitsune? Kitsune?
Yes.
So I want to talk a little bit about these foxes. And maybe you have heard about the kitsune, which are foxes, mythical foxes in Japanese culture. And they are considered to be messengers of God, of the gods. Why are there a lot of small shrines around the main big shrine? I see a lot of them when I'm in Kyoto or Osaka.
It's merged.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a complex of shrines. It's merged and they're all connected with each other.
Can you see?
Mm-hmm. Kintaka.
Kintaka inari. Inari
Inari.
means fox.
Fox. Mm-hmm. Inari means fox.
Inari means fox in Japanese, ancient Japanese.
Ah, okay. Kitsune or inari. You can
Inari.
use both.
Inari. As a messenger.
Messenger.
Fox are the messenger.
Mm-hmm.
We call them fox.
Mm-hmm.
We call them inari.
Inari. Mm-hmm. Yes, like Fushimi Inari. Actually, I've done a tour there also. So if you're interested, I might do a tour in Fushimi Inari. It's so iconic with the red torii gates. Lots of red torii gates in Kyoto. And also, if you're interested in more tours, as I was mentioning, I have more tours on Heigo. If you join this tour towards the end, or you want to see more, we'll have this same tour or similar tour today from 4 p.m. on Heigo. So I switch the camera and from here. You're not helping. No, it's okay. So yeah, so if you want to see more plum blossoms, I think the next tour I will start from the shrine and then I'll spend more time with the plum blossoms. And I didn't expect the area of the park to be so big, so we had a lot of walking to do. So next tour I will start from here and then we will go to the plum blossoms and we can spend more time looking at the plum blossoms, doing some more close-ups. So if you're interested in that, then please join that one. And thank you for everybody who held on up until the end. And inari sushi is also fox sushi because back then they used the inari sushi for offerings. Yes, thank you Dee for the comment. Yeah, thank you Dina, thank you for joining. And yeah, thank you very much. It was really fun for me also. And as I was mentioning, these tours are made able through your donations. So if you can, then please go to the links below where you can find my PayPal account and my Revolut account. And I'm doing tours once a month right now, but I do a bit more on the Hego platform. So yeah, I will keep you posted. And next tour coming up will be with cherry blossoms. That will be also exciting. And the cherry blossoms start blooming towards the end of this month. So the next tour will be around the beginning of April. So I think the first weekend of April, I'm thinking. And I already have kind of a plan, but I'm still fine-tuning. So feel free to leave a comment if there's some place you really want to see in Osaka that you want to see the cherry blossoms. And then we can go have a picnic together. You guys can join virtually, prepare your own picnic stuff at home. Yeah, so thank you for joining. You guys also keep safe. My cousin also joined. Szia Dóra. Gyere, majd később lesz 4 órától. I was speaking in Hungarian with my cousin. All right, well, thank you so much and see you next time. Bye.